Let's talk some Walking Dead. About a week ago, I did a video about The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 4, titled Slabtown spoiler videos. I'm going to leave that in the link in the description below. And recently, places like New Zealand, they've been actually publicly airing that spoiler I did. So, this is pretty much a video to add on to that. Like, if you checked out the first video, I did it about Beth. She's in the hospital. She wakes up. She sees a lantern out the window. She talks to a police officer and a doctor. Also, she's in the room with a perverted cop. I mentioned that, right? So, to add on to that, Beth is walking into a hallway and she pretty much sees two cops looking at her like, yeah, we don't pretty much owe you an explanation. Just get out of here. Also, while she's in the room talking to the cop and the doctor, they say they saved her life and she pretty much owes them. Being the smart mouth that Beth is, we actually see her in like not a US version of the trailer. I'm guessing it's someplace like New Zealand. She says, why are you people staying here? No one's coming. And also, it is shown that Tyler James Williams, the character Noah, is helping Beth try to escape the hospital. Also, the girl that has the black hair, she gets her arm cuts off. She tells Beth this line. She says, it's easy to make a deal with the devil if you're not the one paying. So that makes you think, because Beth in that same trailer is asked by that perverted cop, come on Beth, let's work something out. You want to make a deal? He doesn't say you want to make a deal, but he says let's work something out. So I'm guessing they're referring that line to the perverted cop. And also, it is highly speculated that Daryl, when he says come on out, and at the end of episode 3, he is talking to the character Noah, played by Tyler James Williams. And it is revealed that the girl that has her arm cut off, she dies. She turns into a walker. Because Beth and the perverted cop are in a room. He's all rubbing his body against Beth, and he says her name, but I couldn't make it out. He says she was not a team player. And you see a hand go for some scissors, and you see her turn into a walker. And I'm pretty much guessing that it was Beth's hand who was reaching for the scissors, and she stabs the guy, and he falls. And I'm guessing she starts to devour this guy. Also, at the end, whatever episode it is, I believe it's episode 5 or episode 4, Carol is shown to Beth. Carol is being brought into the hospital and Beth is looking at Carol like, what? And we all know that it's Noah with Daryl, right? And we get an explanation of how the hell that they even, like, what? Because people were confused about the timeline in episode 3 and 4. They're looking like, how could all this shit possibly happen? And it is explained to us in a spoiler. But I'm pretty much telling you guys a spoiler, but they explain the timeline as well. So they go on to say, episode 3 takes place at the same time as episode 4 and possibly another episode. That's what I said about it possibly may take place in episode 5 as well. That is why we had the scene with Daryl at the end of the episode without Carol. They are playing with time. Noah ends up escaping or leaving the hospital. Daryl and Carol were in downtown Atlanta during that time. Carol is hit by a station wagon with a cross and taken by 2 of the hospital people. Around the same time, Daryl and Noah end up together with Carol. Being gone, Daryl has Noah. Noah comes back to the church. Noah tells Rick group where the hospital is, leading the group to the hospital in the mid-season finale. So this event's 2 or possibly 3 episodes are happening at the same time from the perspective. So pretty much 3 episodes are happening, and the 2 episodes are happening in 3 different perspectives. Pretty much it's happening in 3 different points of view. We believe 3, 4, and 5 or 6 happen at once. Episode 4 should have Noah getting out of the hospital with Beth seeing Carol leaked scene at the hospital. Episode 5 or 6 should be Daryl and Carol in downtown Atlanta getting hit and taken by 2 of the hospital people. And Noah ending up with Daryl with Daryl bringing Noah back to the church in episode 3. So they're pretty much saying episode 5, 4, and 6 are taking place at the exact same time, and it's going to be pretty much broken down into 3 episodes. And that pretty much explains why Noah comes back with Daryl to the church. That is confusing, people. I'm going to copy this article and put it in the description in the link below.